I hadn't seen my kids in 11 years, bro. I fucking lost it. I started to cry.
You've been at the top of Wall Street. You were down 99
With broken
points,
ankles.
but you keep coming back and winning every single time.
I went from Jewish David to Sugarman guy. All I had was my dog. And I looked up to God and I just said, I give up.
What's the conversation with God looking like when you're sitting in the back of that plane?
We gotta keep going. I said to myself that I'm gonna sit at this desk, I'm gonna do it. All of a sudden, I'm a VP at Merrill Lynch, no college degree, taking my boss's parking spot. You're so sure. It doesn't pay to give up. Give up for fucking what? Fight!
Welcome to another episode of Do It for the Clips, the podcast where we do it for the clips, because the clips are really what everyone watches here. Today, I'm joined by someone incredible, the famous David Sugarman, Sugar Time Inc.
Yes, sir.
I gotta say, when we first met, I think we immediately connected.
Yes.
Just like, it was like one of those things like, we're bros now, right?
Yes,
yeah,
we are bros.
We are bros now.
Yes.
And so you have probably the craziest life story I've ever heard in my life.
Crazy.
And the ups, the downs, and just like the New York Knicks, you were down, not 30 points.
Oof.
You were down 99
With broken
points.
ankles.
But you keep coming back and winning
Yes.
every single time.
Yes.
To give a little bit of background on you, because I don't want to do the whole thing, because your life story would take 4 hours. But you've managed NBA players.
Yes.
You've been at the top of Wall Street.
Yes.
You have had all of these riches, lost it all.
Yes.
Gained it back.
Yes.
Lost it again.
Yes.
Gained it back.
That was it, though. No, there was no...
And then, but we're back, baby.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back. We got the watch just in
That's
case,
it.
Exactly. But I want to get into a little bit of a different angle than probably some of your other things. So, I'd love to start with an express life story, And so, the thing that really hit me, give me the top of the mountain, the fall, and, how that happened, the sort of the three beats, so,
Yeah.
take me from, you're a young kid, Wall Street, you run into Jordan Belfort with his new Hummer.
Oh, you saw that.
Of course I saw that.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay.
Tell me about that. What'd you learn from Jordan, the Wolf of Wall Street?
I didn't learn anything from him. I just saw him, right? I was at 333 Rector Place in Battery Park City, and I was in college, Pace. I was a shitty student. I'm allowed to say that on here, right? Okay.
Say whatever you
I
want.
was a fucking horrible student, right? And I saw these people with these cars, Ferrari, Hummer. I grew up in a conservative Jewish family in New Jersey, so I didn't know from that. Like, I never saw that shit, right? And I found out he was a stockbroker. He worked on Wall Street, and I went into the paper, and I became a stockbroker.
And that's it. You just signed up.
Signed up, dropped out of college. I don't even know if I dropped out. I probably just stopped showing up and really pissed my parents off. But
And they let you in, and they let you into all the firms without that?
well, I started at a bucket shop, like a Jordan Belfort firm,
Like
right?
a penny stock firm.
I had penny stock, right? And
Pink sheets.
yeah, but just shit, right? But they gave me the opportunity to study for my Series 7 and get my 63 a night. So I did that, and I'm very grateful for that experience. And then from there, I went from firm to firm to firm to firm, and every firm I went to, all of a sudden, I'm a VP at Merrill Lynch with no college degree, taking my boss's parking spot, acting like a dick, right? But just doing it for fun, and it was a great experience.
And you found, I feel like something that really made you very successful in your finance days was you broke the mold of what typical financial planners were doing at the time. You ran in, right? Like, I mean, that's an understatement.
Yeah, I was me. I'm very colorful, as you can see, by the way I speak, by the way I act, by the way I dress. I feel like my life is a canvas, and it's my life. It's not anybody else's life, and I want to live my life, what brings me happiness. And obviously there's ups and downs, which I'm sure we're going to get into. But yeah, I learned from the best, as far as being educated in what Wall Street was, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I mean, I learned from the best of the best. I mean, these guys that trained me are doing probably $2 million a month now, but at real firms, right? So I learned, and I took my knowledge and put my spin on it, and that was that.
So where did that come from? That confidence to just not give a fuck, just to be like, I will do what I want to make me happy, and I don't care what people think. Because, for me and you, we're probably very similar in that, which like we really just don't care what other people think, because we're going to focus on ourselves and our family and what makes us happy.
Correct.
But 99% of the world just cares about what other people think. So is it something you were just born with?
I think everybody is insecure in the process of life. I think everybody, I was telling you earlier, like I looked at you, a photo that you recently posted of you from a couple of years ago when you were on the couch, and you put a very powerful message after that. That insecurity is now boxed and gone. Now you may be insecure about other things, but that's what life is, right? That's staying out. That's what I always tell people: stay out of your fucking head. If you're, I'm never in my head. I get in my head, I'm like, I gotta get out of this bitch, because you're in your head. That's the devil's playground. You're gonna have to edit this because I don't know what the question was.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. So you're in finance. Tell me about like what were like your financials then? I know you had like, you know, there were points where you had no money, but I'm talking about like after you moved to Miami, you know, things started going well. What type of money you were making back then before you lost it all? Or I'll phrase it, what was the most amount of money you made in a single year when you were?
I just finished an audit with the IRS, so I probably shouldn't answer that question.
Well, this is 20 years ago, but sure.
Yeah, well, listen, I ran out of stamps 20 years ago. So, I look, money was very different when I was a broker, right? If you were doing $1 million a year, how old are you?
37.
Okay, so yeah, but if you were doing $1 million a year when I was 2005, 2006, 2007, living in Miami Beach, doing $1 million a year, yo,
You're the king.
Nothing you can't do.
Right.
So people, you can think now, holy shit, he made tens of millions of dollars. That wasn't the case. $100,000 20 years ago, went very far.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a different time. But a lot of it had to do with my signing bonuses. Like I would go from one firm, I would sign a 5-year deal that would give me some obnoxious amount of money. If I would go right to the collection and buy a car that I probably shouldn't have, some things never change, right? But I built my image, right? I created my brand and my image, which was all of a sudden I went from Jewish David to this Sugarman guy, right? Which is the whole facade of what it is.
When did you think you had it all? Like, was there ever a moment where you're like, oh my God, I made it?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Right now.
Yeah.
And I mean that genuinely, because, and I said this I did a podcast, in Vegas a couple of days ago, and I was asked a similar question, and this moment, dude, because to me, it's like I'm so proud of myself, right? Like I'm here with you, right? And we're talking about my life, and me talking about my life is helping you, and you're helping me, and we're not doing it for any other reason that God brought us together, and here we are. So this moment is the greatest moment of my life, and tonight when I go home and kiss my dog, that will be the best moment of my life, and tomorrow I FaceTime with my daughter, that will be the best moment of my life, because life is only memories, man. It's all it is until they're fucking gone.
Beautiful.
So this is it.
Well, let's talk about that time when everything was gone. I mean, I know you've said this story before, but you got to repeat it. Tell me about where it really, like, everything went to shit. Like when you thought you were at the bottom, and then God was like, I'm gonna show you lower. The time where the police in Boca called you.
That was it. I mean, I'll try
Give me
to
the express.
Yeah, I mean that I was broke. I was basically homeless. I was living on a friend of mine's couch.
And this was after you made millions on Wall Street.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I went through, and again, this isn't like, you don't give a fuck about this, but I went through a divorce, and the wife, and she took the kids and the money, the bullshit, and right? So I didn't lose the money because I wasn't talented at what I did. I lost because life happened. I made a poor decision, and I married the wrong person. Where's the camera? I married the wrong person. So life, lawyers are gonna love. So, life happened, right? But I thought at that point in my life, like, okay, this is your life. Like, you went from living in these $1 million homes, driving these cars, dressing nice, traveling the world, to now you have fucking $9 in the bank account, and lawsuits, and people, and ex-wife, and lawyers, and all these things. And I accepted it, and I would go to the bar and go to happy hour. I would walk because I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car, and I would walk, right, and I would drink wine, happy hour wine, have like 10 of them, go home, fall asleep, and do it again. And then one day I went out to dinner, and all I had was my dog. This shit hurts, bro. It's tough. So I had my dog, and you know, I don't even know the story, right? The police called me. I was out to dinner, and they said the house is on fire that I was staying at. It wasn't even my home, and I kept hanging up on them because I thought like there was a warrant out for my arrest from child support. I didn't want to have to face that because I didn't have any money. And they asked me, "Do you have a dog, a chocolate Labrador?" I said yes, and they're like, "We're giving your dog CPR on the front lawn." And dude, I went home. It was the house, the sky was like lit, on fire. And my dog was covered in a sheet. Sorry.
So what?
I looked up, dude. I'll never forget. Like I was laying down like on the grass. It was in front of, there was like fucking 10 fire trucks and ambulance and police, and I laid next to her, and I was so sad, dude. And I looked up to God, and I just said, I give up. I gave up, man. I lost my kids at this point. My ex-wife had left the country with them and took my money, and they put the body of my dog in the trunk of a gentleman, a friend of mine, Peter. And then we were going to pull away, and they knocked on the window. And I said, shit, they're going to arrest me. I rolled down, and he said, we hate to do this to you. There's a warrant out in New York for your arrest, child support. And dude, spent 28 days in Palm Beach jail. They have 30 days. New York flies down, 2 DTs with the badges on, put me in handcuffs, put me on the last seat of a Delta flight, fly me to New York, send me to Rikers Island. I'm in Rikers Island for 45 days. I come out of Rikers. They send me to the Tombs for 6 months in New York City because of money for a woman that I didn't have. And she thought it was funny. So,
And so
karma.
what's going through your head? You're on this flight. You're in the back. You're handcuffed. You're just like you feel like you have nothing left. What's keeping you going? What's the conversation with God looking like when you're sitting in the back of that plane?
The fuck. It was sad. Everyone was looking at me and stuff. I was a prisoner, bro, on a plane. Like, these people didn't know what I did. I didn't do anything. It was trying to have money to pay a woman $22,000 a month is a crime, apparently. You don't have it. Got to keep moving, dude. You got to keep going. And again, this was the third time now she had me arrested for money. I did my time.
And you just said, this is it. We're going to do it, and I'm going to get out on the other side. There was never the thought of just like, that's it. It's over. My life is done. You never think it's permanent.
I didn't ever imagine I'd be where I am today, dude. Like,
Just so you know, David pulled up in a beautiful Ferrari this morning.
if the IRS is watching, it's a friend's. Okay. I always figured I was gonna fight. Like when I was in jail. You've never been to jail. And jail in New York City is not the Rikers Island's no joke, dude. Right? But I was doing my thing. I knew how to play the game because, mind you, I was a NBA agent for so many years, so I knew how the black community. I knew how to relate. I knew how to speak. Right? I knew. So I had the movement. I had the swag. And I was a Jew, and they loved the Jew. There weren't many Jews in Rikers, so I knew how to move. Right? So I was safe. I was good. No one was fucking with me. I was totally fine. But man, I never gave up.
So you get there, and you are just probably the most natural entrepreneur that has ever been bred, and you start hustling. and you start this amazing enterprise in prison.
Yeah.
And you start doing business.
Yes.
From prison
With the prisoners.
So like what happened like in the moment from the Delta flight to like you making calls? Like give us sort of the basic, how do you set up your enterprise to run a business from a prison?
When they moved me from Rikers Island, which I think is in Queens, and it's not like a nice island for all you people that don't know what Rikers Island is. It's not like Palm Beach Island, it's Rikers Island, right? So it's like more like Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, yeah.
I needed phone time, right? So in a New York City jail system, it's crazy that I know this, right? Like the New York City jail system, they give you like 31 minutes of phone time every 3 hours. It's broken up into blocks. You get a 7-minute call, a 7-minute, 7 block, and then whatever it was. So I was like, shit, this isn't enough time because I need to be on the phone because I had shit to do. But I realized a lot of these prisoners, they weren't using the phone. But they had the phone time, but they had no idea. So, I don't know, they had nobody to call. I was moving and shaking. So I came up with this like business. I created this business model, which is, all right, hey, homeboy, come over here. You have no money on your books. You have no Doritos. You have no tuna. You have no slippers. You have no shit. But you got a phone. You got a code for the phone. I'm going to give you 2 bags of this. So I started like moving and shaking. Then I was like, fuck, okay, this is working. So I have to put a value on the commissary items. So I would call my assistant and say, here's the prisoner's code. Put 500 on their books. Put 500 on their books. Put 500 on their books. So the commissary slips would come and I would tell these guys what to fill out. And I would give each of them $25 of free shit, right? So my cell was like Walmart Supercenter, not like a regular Walmart. My shit was like, yo, and they would see the COs, the cops would come in, they were like, dude, what, like insane. I had folded towels with oranges. I mean, it looked like the Four Seasons. I never told you, I took toothpaste and I ripped 1,000 pages of magazines and toothpaste on the 4 corners and put them all around my jail. On the ceiling, I folded towels. I used crayons to color paper to put over the lights. So I had like an ambient glow in my cell. And I would just sell.
Little Miami penthouse.
I was rocking. I was on the phone all day, and these motherfuckers were eating good, man. Because then the COs there loved me, like the cops they call correctional officers. They thought I was a trip, right? And they went on the internet and they were like agents, so they thought I was a shit. So they gave me the job, 2 positions in the jail, to feed the officers lunch and dinner. So I would go down to the officer's kitchen. I mean, you're still in jail. And I would prepare the food for these guys. And then I would bring boxes of food up to the other inmates. And it was like, I would come in like, yo, Sugar's here. They had the chicken. I would make grilled cheese sandwiches.
It's insane.
I mean, I think about it now.
But what type of deals were you doing? Like who's picking up a phone call from a guy in prison?
Under somebody else's name.
Right.
Because
right, he calls and you're from Lamar, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, yo, it's Sugar.
Yeah.
Like, and they'd be like, what do you, like,
They own at that point, I wasn't doing outside deals. At that point, I was so lonely that I needed to be on the phone because I needed to communicate. And I probably, like my best friend he's been put in jail for 14 years, Praz, right?
Yeah.
And, he calls me like 50 times a day. And it's a lot. Because I'm like, yo, bitch, I got shit to do. Praz, I love you, though. But he calls a lot.
Yeah.
But I just needed to talk to people. I couldn't believe I was in jail. Now, 18 months, 6, 6, and 6, because I didn't have money to pay $22,000 a month, and I hadn't seen my kids in 11 years. What world are we living in? Yeah.
Wow. So you're running this enterprise. You're making deals. When you come out, is there like deals waiting for you to close? Like you walk me out of that, because from the day you walked out of that prison in New York till today has been, thank God, an amazing trip.
Yes, sir.
What's that first week looking like?
Do you know this story? Or you don't know it?
Tell me.
Oh, it's a good story. I get out of jail. COVID is rampant. It's February. They let me out
Right.
early.
You only got out because of COVID.
Yeah, I got out early because like I had a public defender because I was broke as a joke, and I called her, Ms. Jones. I said, "Yo, these people," because jail people were going nuts.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know. I mean, we had TV.
There's no 6 feet when you're sharing a cell with
Yo,
someone.
that's right. So when the officer would come in and one would sneeze, these inmates would go. I mean, it was scary. And they were when they were bringing in people, and they were coming like hazmat suits and shit. So we were in jail. We didn't really know what the fuck was going on. I get out of jail. I find a way to get down to Miami, right? And I go on a Facebook Marketplace, right? Facebook Marketplace. And I see an apartment in downtown Miami, a marketplace, fully furnished penthouse. Shit, sick.
And this is COVID, so you could get some good deals in COVID.
Great deals.
Yeah, they were throwing them away.
Throwing them away, no management approval, like nothing, because no one's working. It's a full lockdown.
Right.
February 2020.
Yeah.
February 2020 is when I go. And so I reach out to the person, and she didn't people at this point, like people, if you kind of heard what happened, but if you didn't know me, you still thought I was rocking and rolling. So David Sugarman
One
reached
Google
out.
search, you're like, oh,
That's it.
NBA agent.
Oh, he's
He's
got a blue
legit.
check mark. At
Right.
that time, if you had a blue
Right,
check
right,
mark,
right.
you were the fucking man,
Yeah.
right? So blue check mark, we give him the apartment, right? Remember when that shit meant something?
Now you can buy it for $8 a month. Yeah.
So my dog walker has one now. I was like, yo, that used to be like the shit. All right, so I reach out to her, and she's like, meet me downtown. And I'm like on a friend's couch in Delray. I have no money for an Uber. His name was Jonathan. Thanks, John. So he puts me in an Uber, and I go down, and I see this place. I'm fresh out of jail, bro. White as. And I walk in. I was like, holy fuck. I'll take it. Yo, it was turnkey. I didn't have to do anything. Not even sheets. I mean, it was like sick. But I didn't have $1. So I was like, yeah, she gives me the keys. Yeah, you know, what about that? I got you. So I moved in, and then I just started getting on the phones because I had to pay rent.
Right. Like, how are you making that rent?
I didn't know how I was borrowing 500 from this guy, 400 from this guy. I was borrowing from friends because I had no clothes. Yeah. Because the house fire.
Right.
So I had no clothes. I had nothing.
You had no possession.
No.
That's it.
Dude, nothing. So,
And the confidence to just be like, yeah, don't worry, I'll get it. You just said to yourself, you're like, I'm gonna figure it out.
What was the worst thing that could happen? It already happened. What were they gonna do? Evict me? All right, so you evict me. Big fucking deal. What was the worst thing that could have happened to me if I didn't take that high road, known that approach? Nothing. She would have said, you have no money, leave. Okay, here are your keys. I had no clothes anyway, but that didn't happen. It went the other way. Yeah.
What was the first big break that happened from that apartment? Or deal you did?
I'll never forget, man. I bought a chair, purple chair. You know this? No. Like the place was sick, but it didn't have a chair, like a desk chair. I had a desk though. So I bought a purple chair from like Amazon or IKEA or some shit, or Allen Wrench. I was putting together. And COVID was happening, and I said to myself that I'm gonna sit at this desk and I'm gonna do it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna do it. And I did have a cell phone, and I just started calling like people and texting, and mind you, COVID, right? So, and seeing if anybody needed capital raised, not like that
PPE.
whatever that shit is that people are going.
Yeah,
to
the
none
max-
of that shit. No, it wasn't that. It was, do you need help, money for your business, so I could create your corporation, get you funded, 5 million, 10 million. It was just a thought, and
And you figured I have access to capital, I can help people, make some deals, take a little bit.
I thought I did.
You just like made it up.
Yeah, I thought I had access to capital, and I
Right.
thought I had relationships, right? I kind of had them, but fuck do I know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, yeah, my retainer, you have to retain me. It's going to be $2,500. Bang. Comes in. Next person, my retainer, it's going to be $5,000. Bang. Next one, my retainer, $25,000. Now you're getting a million no's. Bang. 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, 750,000, a million, 1,000,005, 5 million. I'm talking over. These are my asks. And it's a numbers game, right? And I've been successful because I do my best.
So what changed for you between having the confidence to ask for $2,500 versus asking for $5 million?
Value.
Explain that.
Value. It's like a stock, right? It's stock. You buy low, you sell high, right? The more buyers that there are, the higher the stock price goes. The more sellers that there are, it turns red, the stock goes down. So I realized if someone's paying me $2,500, that's my value today. Tomorrow, it's not $2,500 because somebody's already paid that. So it's going to go up, and I'm going to work that number. Now, mind you, people, I can say the retainer's $100,000. They say, I don't have $100,000. You do it for $50,000. Sometimes I say yes. Sometimes I say no. I usually say no because, like, I don't want to start my relationship that way, right? It's like, oh, you nickel and diming me day one.
It's usually not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign. But some people I do it, and I give them the opportunities. So I ask, right? If you don't ask, you don't get.
And so that first money that hit, that first $2,500.
I had to pay rent.
I know, but you must have felt like a king.
King.
You're like, oh my God.
And there was really,
I'm back, baby.
I sort of thought I was back, right? But there was really nowhere to spend it, right? Because at this point, listen, when you have $2,500 in the bank, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, when you have 20 grand in the bank from zero, I was at zero for like 5 years from not being zero, from living on Pine Tree Drive, from driving the Ferraris, from suits, sugar, doing all the bullshit, right? So 20 grand, I was like, what can you do with 20 grand during COVID? You could order the food. What was that called? When they deliver the
DoorDash?
food? Like DoorDash.
Uber Eats, yeah.
Fill the fridge, right? My refrigerator looked like MTV Cribs.
Instacart. Yeah.
Instacart.
Yeah.
That was my go-to.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you're dealing with all these things, and then what is your relationship with God looking like at this point? What are the conversations you're having? What's your faith looking like?
Minimal.
Really?
Then?
Yeah.
Yeah, not now.
We'll get there. We're getting there.
Well, I wasn't rapping to fill in. I didn't understand. I come from a Lubavitch family.
Really? I didn't know you're Chabad.
Borough Park.
Really?
Yeah. Payas,
but you-
beards, the whole bit. Everybody in my family.
But you grew up conservative.
Totally.
Okay.
Because it went my Saba, my grandpa, he was religious Jew. My father, yeshiva boy, and then he kind of changed. And then there's me, right? Tattoos and earrings.
What is that tattoo, by the way?
Anile dodive dadili.
Which means?
I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. And it's my 3 children there.
Those freak shits.
Yeah.
So you come from Chabad family. You don't have a lot of faith.
Well,
And
let me because I didn't understand. I want your viewers and listeners to hear this because it's very important. I didn't understand why God allowed me to suffer so much. I didn't understand why God was putting me through this. Why did I lose access to my children? Why am I in jail? Why did I lose all my money? I didn't understand it at all because there's no light at the end of the tunnel when you're in the tunnel, right? There is no, people say, there's an oncoming train. Oh, it's funny to say. When you're in the darkness, people kill themselves, man. There's suicide, there's alcoholism, there's drug abuse. People are doing that because they can't deal, right? Not because they want to, they can't deal. So I never understood. Now I study every Wednesday, and I've learned why. And now I see why. Because of the way I am as a person, I'm a much better person because I'm a great person. I'm the best person I can be. I'm very loving to people. We were talking off camera, right? So, yeah. Now I have the relationship.
wow. And so you told me the most incredible story. You are very close with Rav Pinto.
It's my dude.
He's your guy.
That's
so,
my dude.
Okay, so we're going to get into that story.
He called my mom when she had her stroke 2 months ago, the second day she was in the hospital.
Wow.
I called. He's a chief rabbi in Morocco. He's in Morocco. I call his guy. I said, my mom just had a stroke. I think she's dying. 2 hours later, I put the phone on my mother's chest. He was on the phone with her for 20 minutes praying.
Wow.
That's how close I am with him.
So
I love him.
give me, for those that don't know, Rav Pinto is the guy you see hanging out with LeBron James. He sat down with Kanye West.
Heard about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about all of this. who is Rav Pinto, and how did you get to know him?
This you're gonna have to edit, but I want to talk to you like as my boy.
Yeah.
We're good with time.
Yeah.
Right. Next time we need 2 hours.
Okay.
But if there is a next time,
Okay.
I pulled in front of the barber. My barbers are these Israeli kids on the 163rd Street, and there's this little dude with the payas. I pull up in a Ferrari, right? So he takes a beeline to me, and I'm like, this dude wants money. You know that game, right? He wants to hang him with Zuzah. He wants a fucking check.
It's filling on your arm.
Yeah, for $125, right? So I was like, dude, I'm good. I'm good. I don't like, I'm not like, I'm good. Well, he keeps calling. Can I give him my number? He calls. So I felt bad. Like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, he took a Wednesday night, and I said, I got to call this dude back. I call him back, and it says, Rabbi Pinto wants to meet with you.
And you didn't know who he was.
I had no idea who he was. Went to Google. I was like, fuck, this guy's, it's a real deal.
Rav Pinto, for those that don't know, is like this mystical rabbi that performs miracles that you would never believe, and that's why the top people in the world make pilgrimages to just sit with him for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so you get this call.
Yeah. So the fast forward is I go and I meet with him the next day. Right. I talk to him. He's asking me about my life and my kids, and I cried, man, because first I was being tough, you know. I was like, oh fuck it, this is like, I'm just be open, honest with the guy, right? So I'm talking.
We don't hang out with rabbis a lot.
No, I'm talking to his translator. He's sitting here. You're the translator, and he's rubbing my hand like this. It felt real nice, right? Like my mommy and my grandma, you know. And I'm talking about my kids. Like I haven't seen my children in 11 years, and I was crying, and I was in jail. And fast forward 2 days, Friday. That was Wednesday. Friday, they call me, his group, and says, Rabbi Pinto wants you to go to temple to Shabbat services tonight. I go to Shabbat. I was like, fuck man. Can't say no to Rabbi Pinto, right?
What shul was this?
It was in Sunny House.
Okay.
In a building. Some random, not even a shul. It was like a makeshift like room.
It's a breakaway minion.
Yeah, with folding chairs and a couple siddurim.
So you're like, what'd I get myself into?
Right.
Here?
So I go in, and some rabbi comes running over to me, and he grabs my hand. He's like, let's go outside. I was like, dude, it's August. I'm like, I'm good. Like, what's up? You know? And he brings me in back, and he takes my hands. Do you know this? He takes my hands, and he looks at me, and he said, there's something I want to tell you. I said, what's that? He said, I've been raising your children for 5 years. I hadn't seen my kids in 11 years, bro. I fucking lost it. I started to cry. I hugged them. They said, do you believe in miracles? I said, I do. I'm here with you. He said, turn around. They were my kids. Now, mind you, it's a beautiful story, but I've been fighting for those kids. I had to sign away my rights to them a month ago because the mom has just brainwashed them. They'll come back, but I fought.
But you were able to see them.
Mm-hmm. And I talk about them, so when they grow up and they get older, they'll see that not one day I didn't fight. You know, I've spent time in jail fighting for them. I'll continue to fight.
That's
crazy.
I couldn't imagine what was, and so what changed from that point? You're involved with Rav Pinto at this point. Like you literally just had a miracle performed for you. Like
a miracle.
What are the chances? Like
it was, I don't have the answer, but to date, like whenever he's in Miami, there's a line of 6 hours of people to get in, and I go right in. I have a very, 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 I don't know why. We don't speak because he speaks Hebrew. I don't speak Hebrew. But we have a very, very, very good, I brought him to Olivia's. Did you know that, to hang the mezuzah? I saw that, yeah. I have a very good relationship. I love him very much.
It must be your souls are connected.
It's very special.
It's very special. Yeah. And so you've become more, I don't know if the word is religious, but you've become more spiritual.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
What has sort of changed in that realm?
I was always spiritual. Like yeah, I would wear T-shirts that said like spiritual gangster, you know, that yoga, that yoga company. Yeah, so life, man, like life has happened. For example, you know, after that happened, and I realized my kids were here, and I had some money, because when you don't have money, you can't fight. That's very sad.
Yeah.
You go to jail. If you have money, you can fight. And I hired a group of lawyers, Deborah Chames and Sandy Fox, both Miami lawyers. I just gave you guys a plug. So that's good that you like that. And Deborah is a religious lady. And Deborah, the school on Miami Gardens Drive is named after her late husband. She's a big donor. And through this not the divorce, but the child alienation case against my ex-wife, who's a real animal, she got me involved with the yeshiva. To the point I go every Wednesday. I study every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10 with the rabbi. I speak to the kids. I teach a class. What do you teach? Just inspiration. Tell these boys to stay and study the Torah, you know, because they see me rolling in the G-Wagon. If I want to go, we want to be this guy. Like, stay in the yeshiva. When I told you my mom passed away a couple weeks ago, like I was at the service and in walks the rabbi from the yeshiva. He flew up from Miami, didn't even tell me. And these are all Pinto to Deborah, you know, Pinto to my kids, to Deborah, to the yeshiva. And I don't know what's going to happen next week, but I'm sure something pretty
Maybe a
bad.
black hat. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Listen, with some diamonds on it, we can do. Go ahead.
That's for sure. So you've brokered some interesting meetings with Rav Pinto as well. I don't know if you're allowed to talk. Are we allowed to talk about these?
They've been brokered. They can Google.
They can Google.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kanye thing.
And that happened.
Can we talk about that?
It happened.
Okay, so it happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Next we can't.
It happened.
I mean, come on.
It happened.
We're not going to talk about that.
Can't. I mean, there's nothing to talk about.
What do you mean? Nothing to talk about. Kanye West meeting with Rav Pinto. That was the craziest thing that ever happened. And I just text you. I'm like, I just know you're involved.
I wrote no comment though. I know I wrote no comment because that's what I'm going to say to you right now.
Okay, no.
But regarding that, it's very important that Kanye West had an outlet, right, to not only to apologize and talk about his mental health illness, which is real, and it's not funny, right? It's very serious. People have this disease, and he had the ability to better himself by sitting with Rabbi Pinto, right? Because Rabbi Pinto did the same thing to Kanye's hand, right? And rubbed it. And that, I don't give a shit who you are. That, it's just, you know, it's like getting $1 from the Lubavitch Rebbe. It's a very, very powerful thing. So I'm happy that Kanye West did. I'm very proud of him.
And then I see like Rav Pinto's talking to like these like influencers with his clavicular guy or whatever. Like, how is this all? Like, what is?
He's Rabbi Pinto, and he knows David Sugarman.
You make things happen.
Hey,
huh?
man, no comment.
No comment. No comment. Well, man, that's so crazy. So it seems like your whole life you got punished for being the good guy, right? Do good guys finish last? Do you think, like, you are a really good person now? You are extremely, like, you just have this energy. People want to be around you. They want to be your friend. They want to be close to you. But you kept getting screwed because of that.
Yes.
Does that ever make you rethink, like, hey, maybe I should be like a bit more of an asshole?
No. I tell my daughter, who's 9, right? I said to her last week, I was in New York, and I said to her, the world is not an eye for an eye. She's 9. Because someone does bad to her, she wants to do bad back. And it's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. You got to kill them with kindness, and you got to be loving. So I got fucked, and people stole and did this, and like I've been through it, man, right? But did I lose my faith in humanity? Yes. That's for sure. I realize people suck, right? Like most people do suck. But that's why I love animals, right? But you have an animal? Yeah, I have a dog, my favorite. But I want to be nice to people because people aren't nice to me. They're just not. People aren't nice. I mean, you probably in your life, people are just dicks. You put something on your Insta. I think I saw somebody writes comments like, "Yo, I go on Twitter, X, whatever it's called. I can't believe the shit people write to people that are just asking even on Facebook, like just a normal question, and everyone's just ripping everyone's head off and insulting them, and I'm just not that guy.
So nice guys, do they finish last?
No, you finish your fucking top of the game, man. You go. Be nice. Because you're not going to be in this physical forever, right? We know, as Jews, this is a test. Here, this physical. Something happens after this. And we got to pray to God. We have to get others to pray to God. We have to respect everybody. Because we're all children of the same God. Some people just have a different book because they didn't like ours, so they got another one. But
we're still the OG.
Right. We're children of God.
Wow. So I know we can't talk about it much, but I mean, your life story has been so fascinating that there are people literally competing for the documentary rights to it, right?
It's crazy.
How did, like, what? That must be so wild to you. Like, you know, there's this great quote I hear from Alex Hormozy, and he says, whenever I walk into a challenge, I just think, and as deep in it as I am, I think to myself, well, this is just going to make the story even better. This is just going to make the book even better. So now it's really happening for you.
I did this, and and now it's like that happened. Now the Diddy stuff. I don't want to I have to digress. No,
But Diddy, we didn't even get on that.
So I did somebody asked me to do a podcast, right? Now I never knew what a podcast was. I mean, no Rogan. Like I only watch it when he talks about ayahuasca and aliens. That's the only shit I care about. I've never done ayahuasca, but I watch it because I'm curious about it, right? So I did a podcast, right? And it was put out. And I got thousands of messages because I was telling my story. No one knew my story because you could Google me, right? There's a negative story that the Miami New Times did a hit piece on. There's a net worth of $600 million. There's like all this shit, right? Now, some of it's true and some of it's not true. Most of it's not true. And I don't care because it is what it is, right? So I did the podcast, and then I sent it to a gentleman, Brad Lee, who does podcasts in Las Vegas, and he was like, what the fuck? Is this real? So he said, call me. And he sends a link, and I do a Zoom, and I'm looking at this dude he's not like, he's aggressive.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, motherfucker, if you're going to come on my show, I was like, dude, I'm in Vegas a week later, I do his, and then I have another offer to do another one, I have another, and then I get a phone call from an agency, and another agency, and then a very, very, very well-known publicist called me, who I hired, and he hired me as well, and he started doing his thing. And now there's some major streamers that want to have a documentary or docuseries about searching for Sugarman. Like, who is David Sugarman, right? Like, because it's I didn't kill myself, man. You know?
How many times did you think about
Never.
it? Not once.
No.
Not once.
Nope. Sitting in Rikers Island, bro, I didn't even think about it. Sitting in New York City, 18 months I was in and out of jail. I know. No, never.
You're just like, how do I get
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna kill myself. I never even thought about it.
It's such a gift. I mean, there's so many people that are so down in the dumps. They have it so great, and you were so much further down, and you're just like,
Yeah.
can't get worse.
No, but that's why I help people. Like, I'm on the phone all day, not for money. Parents have me talk to their kids, or a guidance counselor, like high school teachers or middle school teachers, people that have seen my comeback, not my comeback. They want me to talk to their students, you know, because life is beautiful. It's the people that aren't. But life is in your head, right? It's a screen. It's a movie screen. Whatever you're going to project on that screen, those are just thoughts. So project good thoughts, positive thoughts, happy thoughts, because nothing's that serious, man. We're so short that it doesn't pay to give up. Give up for fucking what? Fight. You're not going to fight. I don't even let that be an option. I mean, I get people that addicts that parents swear to me their kid will not go to rehab. So be in a week. I swear to you on everything holy to me. I say, give me 1 week. And these kids go to rehab. And they come out 60 days later, clean. Most of them stay clean. Some don't, but, they try. That's all you can do. Let's try.
So you just choose to be happy?
Yeah, I have to be.
That's it.
Have to be. What am I going to do? Well, now I have nothing not to be happy about, right? That's fucking great. But even when I was down, what am I going to do?
Wow. Let's get into a little bit of rapid fire to wrap this up.
Okay.
The most expensive lesson you've ever paid for?
My ex-wife. Next.
Kanye, redemption or relapse? What do you think?
Redemption.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You believe in forgiveness?
That's what we're taught. You have to. Well, you can't not forgive people. You can't. If you murder somebody, don't murder, don't cheat, all that shit, that's no good. But yeah, forgive.
All right. The one car you regret selling?
None of them.
None of them?
No, because I get something new. You get something new and then you get a new one. I don't think I regret. Maybe my first BMW that was stick shift when I was 17. I would love it. It was a 318. I put a AC Schnitzer package on it.
So, we covered this before. Forgiveness, is that earned or given?
On the receiver or ask me that again. Is forgiveness
earned or given?
Forgiveness.
Does someone have to earn their
fucking great question. Did ChatGPT think of that question? That's a good question. It's both. It's both. Because if I forgive you, if I choose to forgive you, you got to reciprocate that. And don't fuck up again. Because then you're not going to be forgiven.
What's one thing you'd tell yourself smoking that cigar on Wall Street on top of the bull?
Wow.
That was you for the listeners.
Yeah.
What's one thing you'd tell? If you could jump back to that moment right now.
Don't marry the girl from Toronto. Don't marry the girl from Toronto. That's really what I would say, man, because that's the truth.
That's crazy. Well, listen, after all of it, the jail, the kids, the comebacks, for the person watching that's at their lowest point right now.
Yeah.
What's the one thing they need to hear that you'd want to tell?
Call me. Message me. Let me help you, because it's not bad. It's nothing. Cancer, right? These things, tumors, these health issues. That's, your life's being cut short, right? From what you want it to be. But if any of your listeners are struggling with drugs, depression, call. Oh, I love it. I do it every day. Everybody will be okay. You just it's okay to ask for help.
David, you're a good man.
Thank you.
You're a mensch.
Thank you.
And I really hope that you only continue to rise, because you really deserve it.
Thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
This is an honor for me, first of many, because I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. This is only a quick 45-minute speed run.
We'll do another one,
but we'll do some more.
100%.
David, it's been a pleasure.
God bless you.
Love you, man.
Thank you.